Welcome back, YouTube. Got another video. Tank's doing pretty well. I recently had my Anemone go for a little swim. He actually landed on a blue hammer that I had right there, and it ended up killing it. And he moved up a little bit, landed on this rock that was covered in Rasta zoanthids, and they're not dead, but they're slowly opening back up. I recently got this leather. It still hasn't really opened as far as actually stretched out the tentacles, but give it a little bit more time. I'm still working on it. The torch corals that, I don't know if you guys saw the other videos, the torch corals that were actually right here, I had to move them because since the anemone moved here, the clownfish kept grabbing the plugs on the bottom of the torch corals and dropping it on the sand because they were, I guess the tentacles were swaying too close to the anemone, and he didn't like it, so he moved it. But they're actually doing really well right here. The extension on the torches is far more than they were in the previous videos, and they actually look really nice. There's a lot of movement down there. So my elegance coral that was down here actually he's not completely dead, but in about a week there'll be nothing left. So I'm gonna be pulling that out. I don't know what happened to it, why it started dying or started receding. Nobody was messing with it, wasn't getting picked on. But elegance corals seem to have some sort of a curse when it comes to the tanks. They'll be doing really well for maybe a month or two and then slowly start receding back. I also picked up this digi. It's still acclimating. It hasn't fully stretch out the polyps, so the entire thing is a bright red. So it's kind of like a pinkish because the polyps won't fully come out. But I'm wondering if I should move it down a little bit. But I don't want to move it too much if it's starting to acclimate at that height with the amount of flow. So I have the Ice Cap 3K. I'm actually considering getting a second one to put on the other side of the tank, but for now the corals seem to like it, the fish love it. I forgot what this is called, not acro. Yeah, the purple one, it hasn't fully merged with the other two colors. It's still taking a little bit of time. I also picked up this Recordia. Can't really see the color too well. It's yellow and green. It's a nice yellow and green. My fish are definitely not camera shy. They actually love the camera. So anytime I pull it out and I actually start recording anything, that's when they decide to start swimming everywhere. Since I had to put the torch corals here, I had to move the Lobo down to the sand. This one's actually doing fairly well. They haven't sprouted up any new polyps, but the existing ones are actually doing pretty good. I'm actually considering taking all the corals that are attached to the back glass. They're not expanding and touching everything like I want them to. So and they're just sticking to the top. So like in my other videos, I removed all the green star polyps because it was starting to spread too much. And in this one, next video, who knows, I might actually have to remove all of the pulsating zinnias that are on the back glass, and they've actually attached themselves to the back of this centerpiece. And and they haven't moved towards the front or tried to get anywhere towards the front, but as you can see towards the back, they're actually on that middle rock, and I don't want them to affect any other corals. So, but the tank's doing very well. It's ups and downs here and there. Let me adjust that lighting. Ups and downs here and there. I haven't found a hammer coral that I'm going to put back in this position right here. I think anything else, I don't want it to sting or kill the pink hammer that's right there. But I want something with a little bit more color. If I can find a orange hammer, that'll be great. And I haven't decided if I want to go with a wall hammer or a branching hammer. The branching seems to do a lot better than the wall. I've actually had this branching hammer for a while now, and it's extending a lot more than the wall hammers that I've had in the past. The candy canes that are here, the kryptonite candy cane is doing extremely well. They're starting to open up and expand a lot more since they split so much. And then the purple and blue candy cane that's right there is also doing well. When the anemone decided to take a little stroll through the tank, I had to move some of the corals because it would attach itself to something overnight and end up being either on top of another coral, and to prevent it from stinging anything or attaching itself to something that eventually the foot of the anemone will start to peel off whatever other coral. I just moved the corals to the side. I actually moved this as well. It was actually sitting on top of this rock here, and the top piece is starting to grow so much that it's overshadowing this rock. So this one wasn't getting enough enough light. It was doing good with the flow, but it wasn't getting any light, so I had to move it. And it's still, I've had it for so long, and it still hasn't, the polyps haven't extended like this one, or like the one that I have over here. So this one has very good extension. Then again, it's right up against if the fish will move, it's right up against the ice cap. So I'm probably gonna have to feed them in a little bit. So let me know if I said that the next video I was actually going to show you what water changes I've been doing or how I do it. I use the Red Sea salt when I do my water changes, because I make my own salt water. I mix the salt with the RO water because it's just cleaner. A lot of the local fish stores, you have no idea where they're getting their water from. They're probably not going out as far as they should be to actually pull the water so it's clean. They go right up on the shoreline, and then it's extremely dirty. So I'm in Miami, so the coast isn't the cleanest, and the water up right up against the shore, it's extremely dirty. Because unfortunately, we have a lot of people that just don't care. And they have a lot of pollution. So down at the bottom, I was actually going to be considering, from what I was told. Turn this light on. From what I was told, if you change this light to a red light, as far as the my refugium is very empty. I plan on putting some either some mangroves or some shado, but if I do that, I want to get the red light, because apparently the red light really helps with the growth, and I haven't really had anything down there, so everything is just very natural. On this side, for whatever reason, this reserve tank, the tubes that go up to the auto doser, every now and then, for whatever reason, on the alkalinity, it'll come off, and then it'll end up spraying the entire inside of the cabinet with the alkalinity and cause a huge mess. So every now and then I have to come under here and check. This is the Jabot doser, and then I have the auto top off up there. That's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So slowly making progress on everything. Every time it's a learning experience. I haven't checked my levels and tested my water in a while, so I need to be doing that. I should actually stay on top of that a lot more. But if I see something that's starting to slowly die off, and it's more than one piece, then I'll go and check it. But if everything's healthy and growing the way it should be, I don't want to mess too much with it or try and change any of the dosing to increase the levels or decrease the levels, because if everything's happy, it's best to not mess with it. So that's the way I do with my tank. Like I said, next video I'm going to show you how to actually do the water changes, or how I do my water changes. I typically do only 5 gallons, maybe 5 gallons a week, 2 weeks. I don't do too many water changes. Like I said, I don't want to mess with the levels of anything, because everything is growing extremely well, and a lot of expansion on most of the corals. So until then, I'll let you guys know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Do my best. Actually, the next videos I actually might start doing some of my videos of my car. I have a JDM Nissan 300ZX, and some of you car enthusiasts might actually like that very much. So I'm working on getting my garage together, and that might be some upcoming videos. Let me know what you think. Peace.